The following program has a thin plot, poor character development, and graphics that are so abysmal you'll think you stepped into a time portal and landed in the early 1970s. It's the Pearl Harbor of podcasts, but the much lower budget version and featuring far too much Amber Heard. With that in mind, I may exceed your expectations. Probably not. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the fine program. I'm your host, Joe Neerman, a.k.a. Good Lawgic. I got back here like 10 minutes ago. 10 minutes ago. Those of you who were unaware, so I had a wedding tonight. I know, it's Monday. Don't ask. That's just how we do it. That's how we roll. We have midweek weddings, far more common than weekend weddings. Today was actually a special day on the Jewish calendar. It's Tu B'Av, which is the 15th day of the month of Av, which is historically been known as Yom Ahava, Day of Love. It's true. It's true. And I think that's probably why they chose today to marry off their kids. My friend was marrying off his daughter, and it was a long drive from where I'm at to where the wedding was. And then I had to drive back. I actually left very early. But the idea was just to wish him well. We got that all accomplished, all taken care of. I'm ready to go. I don't have mustard on my tie. It's a flower pattern. It's actually a pretty cool tie. Got a lot of compliments on this tie. I need to hear that. I need to hear that. Anyway, yeah, it was the precursor for Valentine's Day by about a couple of thousand years. So anyhow, there's no saint really associated with it. Just good things that happen on Tu B'Av. All right, so I got back here and I was like, let me do a quick catch up on different things that were happening at the DNC here, because I'm fascinated. I'm fascinated by this. I don't know about you. I'm fascinated by the madness that's going on around here. And I also figured, let me pull up Biden's speech. I was like, I definitely want to watch his speech. I assume he's spoken an hour ago. I mean, come on. It's way past his bedtime. Did he not speak yet? Am I the only one who thinks? Am I crazy for saying I don't think he's spoken yet? I don't think that's happened yet. I'm confused what time they're waiting for him to come out. Right now I see Warnock up there. No one's seen Biden. At 11 o'clock he speaks. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's perfect timing. So let's see what's going on outside. While we wait for him, he starts 9:50 Central Time or later. I'm going to leave this muted and playing live. So this way, when they decide to finally wheel the old man out. As I said last night, I am really, really, really hoping that he nails this speech, that he looks stronger than ever, I'm hoping, because I want everyone there to basically be like looking at each other and saying, why did we throw him off? Why is he not the candidate? I don't understand. What's going on here? That's what I think that I just want to see them like just eat their guts out every time they watch Communist Kamala, cackling, doing something awkward, throwing out another stupid policy, mirroring Trump, or coming up with their own idiocies, and for them to just basically be like, wait, why? What were we thinking? That's what I want. So I hope he nails it. I really do. I hope he nails it. I'd love to watch the DNC just basically be like, I don't understand what's happening. I don't understand what's happening. Why did we do this? Why did we do this? Who did this? Who did this? This was not democracy. We all voted for that guy. I don't understand. The party of democracy. Who doesn't? They don't have the first freaking clue what a free republic is. They have zero respect for their own constituents. Zero for their own constituents. You think they care about you? They don't even care about their own voters. They don't even care. Their voters say, we want this. Nope. We're shoving him aside and bringing in this person that no one has ever in human history ever liked. Unbelievable. They hate you. They only care about themselves because democracy. Oh, God. Imagine. I know, Nancy, wouldn't it be amazing just for him to come out there and be like, this is the year of the Democratic Party. Let them go out there and just blast Trump. I don't care. I just want to see fiery Joe come out there. Yes, today is the day of love. I know God loves me because I got a job offer. Hey, congratulations, Aaron. Good for you. Well done indeed. All right, but let's see about. I want to just take a moment while today was Day of Love. Let's take a moment to look at echoes of the summer of love. Echoes of the summer of love going on right now in Chicago. In the heartland. That's right. The gateway to the Windy City, or whatever the hell they call it. Some of you probably know better than I do. What's this? Oh, they're breaking through the barricades. Chaos. Breaking through the barricades. Uh-oh. What's this? Published 38 minutes ago. Oh, my timing is so good tonight. So good. I'm sorry I kept you all waiting. My timing is so good tonight. Protesters remove section of DNC security fencing outside United Center. Ruh-roh! No one is going to come to Chicago and destroy this city, SCPD Superintendent Larry Snelling said. Here we go. Let's see what we got here.
Is demonstrators making their way, thousands of demonstrators making their way through the.
Now here from the United Center. Within the last hour, we have heard about a security breach. Protesters breached some fencing.
Oh, no.
It happened along the north side of the United Center at Walcott and Washington.
Let's go to NBC5's investigative reporter.
I wonder if they're going to get out the gas masks and just start doing the whole. Remember when they were on January 6th where they're sitting there looking like they were Swalwell with his 1920s gas mask thing, the whole it's basically a plastic bookra. Am I saying that right? I think I'm saying that right. The whole I hope that what? Max, the cone of silence never worked. I wonder if they're sitting in the DNC if they're gonna have under their seats all sorts of protective gear there. Oh my God.
Bennett Haberle, who's out there to show us exactly what's going on now. Bennett.
Yeah.
Let's make this a little louder. Make that a little louder.
Stephan and Allison, it's been an afternoon filled with protests and marches, thousands of demonstrators making their way through the streets of Chicago. I'm on the north side right now of Park 578, and right now there are a number of officers, a cadre of officers who have been dressed in riot gear who cleared this park after that incident at the security fence just about an hour and a half ago. There was an incident in which a group of protesters had moved away from the main march and had come over here to Park 578 and gotten through the fence here. Chicago police telling me that at least 4 or 5 people have been apprehended for what happened. This park was initially designated as the free speech venue. The city of Chicago had designated it as the place for protesters to come here.
As if Democrats believe in free speech. Come on.
And have their voices. A number of them have been raising opposition to what's happening in the Middle East. Right now, it appears as though these officers are starting to move out. This is a look at the video of what happened earlier. Again, there was a breach of the security fencing that has been up in the hard perimeter that really surrounds the United Center, really a 2-block radius in any direction surrounding the United Center. And there was a breach at that security fence. A section of the fence was removed. And I'm told from Chicago police that 4 or 5 people were apprehended. We don't know their identities.
Whoa, 4 or 5 people apprehended. Okay. It's time for us all to gather together because you should be protesting. You should be protesting. Yeah. If they push me, you get up in their face. What are you, a bunch of cowards? Get on up in their face. You should be protesting. We need to start a Chicago Freedom Fund. A Chicago Freedom Fund for all these people wrongfully detained for just harmlessly exercising their First Amendment rights and then detained by the Chicago PD. I think we need to create a Chicago Freedom Fund. They had one in Minnesota 4 years ago. I think we need one in Chicago now. I should put that together. I should definitely put that together. I'm going to create my own little give, send, go for the Chicago Freedom Fund to go bail out these people. They need bailing out. That's what they need. So they can go back out there tomorrow. They should be protesting. They should be. Democrats.
The exact charges that they may face. In the moments after that, Chicago police took over this park, pushed protesters and journalists out of it, and now they're starting to move out again. So they're now clearing this area after what had been a largely peaceful demonstration throughout the streets of Chicago.
Fiery, but mostly peaceful.
With the exception of what transpired here late this afternoon. So we'll be sure to stay on top of this as anything else develops, and I'll send it back to you guys.
Okay, Bennett Haberly, thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm sure this is true, by the way. I'm sure the Palestinians are going to be marching for the people in Chicago.
Winter is here. The good news is, so are we.
That's totally going to happen. At least 5 people detained by Chicago PD after sections of security fencing were moved along the northern security perimeter near the United Center Monday evening, just hours before the Democratic National Convention was set to kick off in earnest Monday evening. Witnesses told NBC5 Investigates that a group of demonstrators who gathered at Park 578 were involved. The park was previously designated to be, I thought the biggest threat to democracy was Ultra MAGA. I don't know. I doubt these folks are Ultra MAGA. The park was previously designated to be part of the protesters' marching route, but was quickly overtaken by Chicago police, giving them nowhere to march. I don't know. This sounds like a violation of their right to assembly. If you ask me, seems like a violation of their right to assembly. I'm just saying. Chicago police cleared demonstrators to the park shortly before 5:30 p.m. while donning riot gear, displaying their batons, like true London bobbies. The Chicago police spokesman said he believed at least 5 people were detained but did not know their identities, potential charges. We just arrest people. We don't really care about why we're arresting them. No one is going to come to Chicago and destroy this city, Snelling told reporters Monday evening. And he couldn't be proud of how CPD responded. Well, let's see as the pressure turns up, because I'm confident it will. I believe in these folks. I'm confident it will. All Republicans making trouble to make Dems look bad. That's what it is. A whole bunch of troublemaking. Bunch of trollmakers. This guy Warnock is still talking here. My God. Don't think I'm not keeping an eye. I'm keeping an eye. I'm sure they have their MAGA hats in their cars or something. America is a free speech venue. That's why we're here. Mary Kaplan. Wow, they broke this up quickly, but not BLM or Antifa. It is an interesting thing, isn't it, right? All of a sudden, police start figuring out how to be police. Antifa, when they destroyed cities. Harris supports defunding police. Yeah, that's why I was referencing the Chicago Freedom Fund, because she was the one who was supporting the Minnesota Freedom Fund. She's like, give now. Get them out. Let's get them out. Get them back out on the streets and do what they got to do. You got to give now. I should really do this. Chicago Freedom Fund. I'll run it the way Patricia McCullers ran BLM I'll make a whole bunch of slogans and keep every penny for myself. That's what you got to do. This is what's happening live now, in case you're wondering. Everyone's cheering for this.
And in a strange way,
this dude,
in a strange
Senator
way,
Warnock from Georgia.
The pandemic taught us how. A contagious airborne disease means that I have a personal stake in the health of my neighbor.
Yeah, that wasn't.
If she's sick, I may get sick also. Her health.
Yeah, that was utter gaslighting. We also that was complete gaslighting. I don't really have interest in Senator Warnock. I think the guy's a clown, so I don't really have an interest in him. I do have an interest. Oh, thank you, Katie Did's channel. Remember, for 1 month. Thank you so much. Hell, good Lawgic. I think that to me, I am curious to hear Hillary, who spoke earlier tonight, and maybe AOC, just because of her histrionics, make me giggle. Her histrionics. A woman needs to have right to have control over her body. I didn't see her speech, but I'm sure she says that at some point. A woman's right to choose. Some idiocy like that is definitely something that she spouted. I don't have to have seen it to know that she said it. So, but I am going to get, I think I will get a kick out of it. So I'm definitely planning on checking that out. And I'm waiting to see where, are they going to wheel the old man out or not? Where is he? He's still going, this guy. He doesn't stop. I don't know. He's talking about freaking pandemics. It's 2024. Is he out? All right, he's out. Bring on Joe. Come on. We want to see Joey.
Well, an electrifying speech by Reverend Raphael Warnock, one of the senators from Georgia, the first African-American senator from Georgia who won in a very tight contest there with some rousing remarks. And this night really has been about emphasizing the history-making nature of Vice President Kamala Harris, starting with a speech by Hillary Clinton and more.
This is how you know that they're full of garbage when they talk about the history-making, breaking the glass ceiling idiocy. This is how you know that they're full of hot garbage, because Clarence Thomas is the second black man to reach the Supreme Court. They hate him. They hate on him. They call him all sorts of vicious, ugly names. Condoleezza Rice, black woman, first black woman to become Secretary of State. They hated on her. It's never about glass ceiling. It's just, this is an excuse for us to try and attain power. So we're going to claim that there's a whole glass ceiling, that this is some big win for demographic X, intersectionality Y, and this is some big win of inspiration. When as soon as the person is expressing something they don't like, they hate on them as if they're in the most vile, ugly, racist, misogynistic, terrible, terrible ways. I still remember Janine Garofalo calling Condoleezza, changing the first 4 letters of her name from being C-O-N-D to C-U-N-T. That's what she did. Okay? That's what the left is all about. So all about this, worrying about women's empowerment. Oh, she's such a big feminist, Women's empowerment. Secretary of State is arguably the third most powerful position in the country. And she's sitting there referring to a woman who is her intellectual superior by leaps and bounds and has actually done more to fight for civil rights than 500 Janine Garofalos. And she's sitting here referring to her by that vile name. Unbelievable. But and talking about black women that way, of all things. But we're so worried. Oh, it's all about breaking glass ceilings. We have to break glass ceilings. Outright lie. What is happening?
Hours, and he walked me through
is anyone
all
coming
of his
up?
stuff from Rehoboth Beach and his family vacation.
Why is CBS talking? Who's on stage?
President Biden. So we're entering a period of the convention where it's about
Where is he? I want Joey. I meant to send this on Thursday. I fell asleep. The tunnels are keeping me busy. Oh, thank you, Proxy Loxy. I really appreciate the support. I do. I really do. I appreciate those nice. I'm gonna give you one of these just because I feel like it's been a long time since I blew that horn. It's been a long time since I blew one of those horns. So, yeah, I'm eagerly waiting to see where the heck. I'm so dying for him to do well. You can do this, Joe. You can do this. I don't know why they had him coming out so late at night. I know that Chicago's an hour behind me, so it's 10 o'clock there. But like 10 p.m. for Joe Biden is, come on, that's like 3 in the morning for most of us. What are you expecting of the man? What are they expecting of him? I don't know. I'm wondering if I have enough time to listen to Hillary. Oh, Jill, they're waving their Jill signs. Is that what's happening? Are we going to hear from Dr. Jill Biden? Expert doctor. She's the brilliant Dr. Jill Biden. Is that what we're going to hear now?
Delegates that they had been delayed significantly trying to get in here, both because of traffic issues and this protest earlier in the evening that had blocked certain streets as some protesters tried to jump the fence. That caused the traffic backup. And when things began almost an hour late, there were several empty seats in this hall. Not anymore. Democrats have double the number of delegates as Republicans. It's just the way they do it. Massive arena here. It is standing room only, and these very patient folks in yellow vests have been.
The truth is, they don't let anyone in. They don't let reporters in there, which is a wise move on their part. They don't let reporters in there. I know. I tried getting in. I wanted to see. I was like, maybe I'll go to the DNC. I'm a reporter. I got my little stupid chain telling the world that I'm very, very important. I'm a very, very important person. How dare you not recognize the importance of me? I have a media pass. But there is something called a congressional media pass, which I don't have. A White House pass. I don't think that would get me in. They said you have to basically be a delegate. They vet everyone out. Can you imagine if I was reporting where this guy's standing? I'd be having such a great time laughing at this idiocy. Oh my God. But this is good enough. Now I get to hang with you guys and actually interact with you more directly. So there's really nothing happening here.
That the problem was that there were just too many, a little bit too long. Now, how did we get 45 minutes too long? That would really be a math problem with 30 minutes on the.
Oh, geez, I can't. There's nothing happening here. There's nothing happening. All right, I'm gonna put on you guys. To let me know if Joe comes out. Okay, I'm gonna put on you. Let me know if Joe comes out, because I can only keep one screen open at a time here. I have the way if you're a podcaster, some people have 3 screens. I personally have 2. I don't even know where I would keep a 3rd screen right now. So I got my screen over here, which I keep looking at, which is basically my StreamYard where everything's happening, and then everything I'm presenting to you is on the screen over here. Okay, that's just the way you do it. So you have 2 screens, one here, one there, and so I share with you this screen here. So whatever I'm playing on this screen here, I can only really watch one at a time. It's very difficult for me to watch. I guess I can shrink my windows. I guess I could do that. Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to shrink my windows. I'll shrink my window. I'll keep an eye on Joe coming out. Not that I don't trust y'all. I do trust y'all. But just in case I miss a heads up, I'll be able to see him there coming on out. And meanwhile, they got some baby talking up there or something. I saw a Jewish family in my nice German area. What are you guys planning? Also, what are the Powerball numbers? Thanks. I can't even begin to tell you. I can't. Apparently, Jill Biden's coming out soon. She's boring to me, though. She's really boring. I don't care about her. I don't really want to watch her. I don't have much interest in Jill Biden. She's kind of stupid. Yes, it precisely said. It's so true. Just in case I happen to not read the chat. Just in case. But apparently we have some time. Because Jill Biden's coming up first. And she's, like I said, here, I'll do a quick poll. Jill Biden or Hillary?
United States, Jill Biden.
We'll do a quick poll. If you want Jill Biden, I do like this song. I happen to be a big fan of this song. I don't. If you want Jill Biden, give me a 1. If you want Hillary, give me a 2. If Dems backed up Arcade, who would win? Okay. I think Arcade would win. So Jill is a 1. Hillary is a 2.
Thank you so much. Love you too.
All right, you guys want Jill? Okay.
Joe and I have been together for almost 50 years.
Is that after you broke up his family?
And still, there are moments when I fall in love with him all over again.
Yeah. Sure. Like when they hand him power.
I handed him our baby Ashley for the first time and saw the smile that lit up his face.
And then 10 minutes later, he was sniffing
nights
her.
After an exhausting day working in the Senate, when he would read one more bedtime story just because the kids asked.
Oh, wow.
When he
what a
stops
hero.
on a rope line.
What a hero.
Because he sees someone grieving who needs to know that everything is going to be all right one day.
Oh, my God.
Or to encourage that child with a stutter to find the confidence she needs. Those moments when I'm reminded of all he's accomplished in the name of something bigger than himself.
What?
Receiving the Medal of Freedom with humility.
Oh, my God. This is what you guys voted for.
Placing his hand on our family Bible to take his oath of office.
Which was a disaster from that moment onward. Before he hit his head hit the pillow, he destroyed America.
Ago,
literally before he has tearing up the pipeline, tearing up
into his soul,
right to try,
and decide to no longer seek re-election and endorse Kamala Harris
under threat that you will be removed from office forcefully. What a hero! What a hero!
With faith and conviction, Joe knows that our nation's strength doesn't come from intimidation or cruelty. It comes from the small acts of kindness that heal
So
deep
true.
wounds.
Remember, for 21 months,
service
Nathan.
to the communities that make us who we are. From love of a country that shines with promise and renewal. Kamala Harris knows that too. Our son, Beau, first worked with Kamala when he was Attorney General of Delaware.
What is the love affair the Bidens have with Beau? They talk about Beau all
He
the
told
time.
me at the dinner table one night, Mom, she's special. Someone to keep your eye on. And he was right.
Lie.
Joe
That
and
never
I know
happened. No
Kamala.
one's ever said that.
We have seen her courage, her determination, and her leadership up close.
Oh my God, the ghost of Beau Biden is
Kamala
coming to tell
and
you
Tim,
to vote for
you
Kamala.
will win. And you are inspiring a new generation.
Yeah.
We are all a part of something bigger than ourselves. And we are stronger than we
Election
know.
fraud.
The future of our country is in the hands of those in this room and all of you watching at home. It's going to take all of us, and we can't afford to lose. With faith in each other, hope for a brighter future, and love for our country, we will fight and we will win
in the White
together.
House?
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, the best thing about that speech is it was short. Gavin. God. I pray that everyone there stays safe tonight, but I will tell you this. God forbid something happens to that building. Like, hell would be really, really busy for a while. Who is this? Who is that? I don't even know. Am I supposed to know who that is? Should I know who that is?
I have this memory. It's the eve of my 8th birthday. Dad is still in D.C. tending to urgent matters in the Senate.
Is this before or after the shower?
That night, as a surprise, Mom told me, Bo, and Hunter to get in the car. I remember pulling up to the Wilmington Amtrak station, riding up the escalator to the platform.
Here's definitely another made up story.
Doors open, and Dad steps out.
Wow.
As soon as I saw him, I run down that platform and jump into his arms. Like magic, Mom brought out a cake. They sang happy birthday, and I blew out the candles. Dad hugged me, and he said that he had to get back to work.
Listen to this is like the heroism of absentee dad Joe Biden, that he basically spent 3 minutes on her 8th birthday with her. This is the heroic story of Ashley Biden.
On this extraordinary journey of being Joe Biden's daughter. Joe Biden is the OG girl dad. He told me I could be anything and I could do anything. As a child, I would sit on the leather chair in his office doing my homework, and he would sit next to me doing his work, drafting the Violence Against Women Act.
What about the 3 strikes in your outlaw, which sent countless black people to jail forever? What was he saying? Was he sitting next to you when he was doing that one also?
And he wasn't just a girl dad. I could see that he valued and trusted women.
Yeah.
How he listened to his mother, how he believed in his sister, and most of all,
how he made his son give him 10% of everything he earned.
Dad was always there, doing everything he could to be a true
and somehow became a multimillionaire, making $60,000 a year.
You always tell us, but we don't tell you enough, that you are the love of our lives and the life of our love.
The life of our love? What does that even mean?
I had my wedding reception in my parents' backyard. At the time,
and the honeymoon in her parents' shower.
My dad was vice president. But he was also that dad who literally set up the entire reception.
Best dad ever.
He was riding around in his John Deere 4-wheeler, fixing the place settings, arranging the plants. And by the way, he was very emotional. I thought that I would be a mess, but he was the one crying. And I was the one who had to comfort him. Before he walked me down the aisle, he turned to me and said that he would always be my best friend. All these years later, Dad, you are still my best friend.
Okay, personally, all jokes aside, I think that's actually kind of weird. I'm not my kid's best friend. You know, that's not good. I don't think that's good parenting. I actually think that's pretty crappy parenting. None of my kids would call me their best friend. They have enough friends. Kids don't need their dad to be their friend. This is just underscores the lousy values of the Democratic Party.
Lives. Dad always told me that I was no better than anybody else and nobody was better than me. He taught me that everyone deserves a fair shot and that we shouldn't leave anyone behind. That's what you learn from a fighter who has been underestimated his entire life. When I look at Dad, I see grace, strength.
Maybe he was underestimated because he graduated 87th out of 94 in law school. Maybe that's why he was underestimated. I don't know. Maybe because he sucked and had to plagiarize speeches because it was so bad. I don't know. Maybe that's why he was underestimated.
Oh, that he never stops thinking about you, about your dreams,
Oh, yes,
about
he does.
your dignity,
He's never thought about you.
your opportunities,
He's never thought about you.
your family.
Yeah, no. He's thought about.
Dad
all he's
knows
thought about is
that
what will make
family
you vote
is
for him.
everything. When Hunter and I lost our brother Bo to cancer,
Oh my God! Every one of them talks about Bo.
It might never end. Dad had the capacity to step out of his own pain and absorb ours.
No, he
and
just
I
talks
know
about it
that
all the
Bo
time.
is here with us tonight, as he is always with us.
He's probably right now talking about how he wishes it was Hunter who died instead of Bo. We've heard this so many times.
After Bo passed, I got this tattoo on my wrist.
Oh, is that
It
what
says, "Courage,
I don't know what
dear
prima
heart."
nocta is. Oh.
A reminder to myself
My
to
Latin's
keep
good enough to
going,
figure that out.
to get back up, like
That's
my
sick.
dad has always done. He has taught me that a courageous heart is a miraculous thing. A courageous heart can
Good
heal
hair.
a family.
Never be sniffed
A
enough.
courageous heart can heal a nation and maybe even the world.
All right. Now we're pushing
And
boundaries
now,
here. Now we're
this
pushing
election
boundaries.
requires the courageous hearts of all of us.
Oh, God.
In 2020, my dad selected.
Let me tell you something. If you're going to vote for Kamala, you better be freaking courageous. You better be freaking. If you think that America can withstand another 20 million illegal aliens crossing our border for a total of 40 over 8 years, you better be freaking courageous.
So tonight, I am asking you, if you stood with us in 2020, call upon your courageous heart. Stand with us today. Work hard.
And we know that at least 15 million people stood with Biden in 2020.
Is the fight of our lifetime. Our freedom, our democracy, our reproductive
I would have thought
rights. All of this, all of it is on the ballot.
No, it's
and
not.
I know to get.
See, only Democrats think that abortion is on the ballot. And I know they don't really believe it. They just keep saying it because they feel like that's going to make people come out.
And now, I would like to introduce my father.
There we go.
Your 46th
Nail it,
president
Joey.
of
You
the
got this,
United
Joey.
States, Joe Biden.
Why don't they play Hail to the Chief? All right, I got to silence this because otherwise I'm going to get hit for this. I'm probably going to hit for praise you before. But, yeah. Why are they not playing Hail to the Chief? I don't even understand. Am I the only one who remembers that that's what you're supposed to play when a president comes out? Hail to the. Am I the only one who remembers that? Am I the only one? Oh, he's crying. He actually looks pretty strong tonight. You got this, Joe. Oh, he looks good tonight. Oh, this is gonna be great. Oh, this is gonna be great. Okay, this is gonna be great. I just gotta mute the music there. Oh, he looks strong. Let's make it bigger because he looks strong. I'm really loving this. They're gonna be so mad that they swapped him out. Oh, he looks strong tonight. You got this, Joey. You got this. Look at him. He's making jokes there as far as I'm looking at the crowd. Oh, he's on his game tonight. Oh, my God. The Democrats can be. I'm telling you now, you were going to be headline after headline. Why did we get rid of him?
Thank you.
Stop with the music, jackasses. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Come on.
Thank you.
Oh, there we go. I guess Hail to the Chief doesn't work anymore. Maybe they recognize he shouldn't be the president. Maybe. I don't know, maybe it's a subtle mission. Is arrogant so-and-so actually think this is relatable to everyday people, not even close? Yeah, well, they don't care about that. Amen. All right, let's see how long he actually speaks for. Now 11:28. I'm loving it. That's right. That's right.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I covered this yesterday. I covered this yesterday.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Let me tweet this out.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That was my daughter.
Who I know intimately.
Thank you.
Are they cheering Yankees suck? Oh, thank you, Joe.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you.
It's
Thank
true.
you.
It's true.
I tell you what.
He looks really strong. You got this, Joe.
To my dearest daughter Ashley, God love you, you're incredible. Thanks for the introduction and for being my courageous heart, along with Hunter and our entire family.
And Bo watching from online.
And especially our rock, Jill.
Who Hunter can't stand. I think he refers to
For
her
those
as
of you who
Condoleezza
know
Rice.
us, she still leaves me both breathless and speechless. Everybody
And that's
knows
not
her.
just when
I love
she's-
her more than she loves me.
That's not just when she's resuscitating.
She walks down
him.
the stairs and I still get that going boom, boom, boom. Y'all will know me. No, I'm not kidding.
Yeah, because you're a horny dog.
Let's give a special round of applause to our First Lady, Jill Biden. My dad.
This is great. He looks strong.
My dad used to have an expression, for real. He'd say, Joey,
Oh, for real. I'm not lying now.
family is the beginning, the middle, and the end. And I love you all. Folks.
And that's why we all shared one bed.
And America, I love you.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. You go, Joey. You got this.
Folks, let me ask you.
You did. This is great. That was my point. That was my point.
Let me ask you.
That was my point.
Are you
Exactly,
ready to
Joe.
vote for freedom?
Are you ready to vote for another 20 million illegal
Are you ready to
aliens?
vote for democracy and for America?
How is this democracy? You were forced out. No one voted.
Let me ask you. Are you ready to elect Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, President and Vice President of the United States?
This is great.
My fellow Democrats, my fellow Americans, nearly 4 years ago, in winter, on the steps of the Capitol, on a cold January day,
We were crossing the
I raised my
Potomac
right hand
in a rowboat.
and I swore an oath to you and to God to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution
And when I let our
and to
borders wide
faithfully
open
execute the office of the President of the United States.
by destroying every good policy.
In front of me was a city surrounded by the National Guard. Behind me, a capital just 2 weeks before had been overrun by a violent mob. But I knew then, from the bottom of my heart, that I knew now.
That I knew that.
There is no place in America for political violence. None.
Unless it's
cannot
Minnesota.
Say you love your country only when you win.
Wait, sorry, I missed that. I want to hear what he said there.
You love your country only when you win.
No, that's what. Okay. All right. Look, he's got to get his Joey-isms out there.
In that moment, I wasn't looking to the past.
What about 4 years earlier when Trump
I was looking
won?
to the
And it was,
future.
"You're not my president."
I spoke of the work at hand. The moment we had to meet. It was, as I told you then, a winter of peril and possibility. Of peril and possibility. We're in the grip of a once-in-a-century pandemic.
I guess they stopped writing repeats.
Historic joblessness. A call for racial justice long overdue. Clear and present threats to our very democracy.
From Ultra MAGA.
Thank you.
It's like they're all praising me. It's so nice. I'm feeling like just gushy inside.
Yet I believe then.
Stop. Let him talk.
And I believe now that progress was and is possible.
You guys never chant for me. We love Joe.
And our best days
What
are not
happened?
behind us.
Where's the love?
They're before us. Now it's summer. The winter has passed. And with a grateful heart, I stand before you now on this August night to report that democracy has prevailed.
Oh, that's it. That's it. You just don't have the candidate you voted for.
Democracy has delivered. And now democracy must be preserved. You've heard me say it before. We're facing an inflection point. One of those rare moments in history when the decisions we make now will determine the fate of our nation and the world for decades to come. That's not hyperbole. I mean it literally. We're in a battle for the very soul of America. I ran for president in 2020 because of what I saw in Charlottesville in August of 2017. Extremists coming out of the woods, carrying torches, their veins bulging from their necks, carrying Nazi swastikas, and chanting the same exact anti-Semitic bile.
What are you talking
heard
about?
in Germany in the early
That's
30s.
what your party's doing today.
Neo-Nazis, white supremacists,
lunatic,
the Ku Klux Klan.
He's the same lunatic he was
So
4 years ago.
emboldened by a president then in the White House that they saw as an ally. They didn't even bother to wear their hoods.
Amen.
Hate was on the march in America. Old ghosts.
And now it's on the march in
new
Chicago.
garments.
Now it's in the march in Chicago.
Stirring up the oldest divisions. Stoking the oldest fears. Giving oxygen
This is a good
to
point.
the oldest
yes.
forces that they long sought to tear apart America. In the process, a young woman was killed.
By our
When I
cops.
contacted her mother, I asked about what happened. She told me.
You killed her.
When the president was asked what he thought had happened, Donald Trump said, and I quote,
When the president was
"There are
asked?
very fine people on both sides."
Oh, he's talking
My
about that.
God. That's what he
Oh,
said.
he's still repeating this lie.
That is
he's
what he
still
said and what he
repeating this
meant.
lie. Oh my
That's
God.
what I realized. had to listen to the admonition of my dead son. I could not stay in the sidelines.
Bo Biden.
So I ran.
Bo Biden. Bo Biden. Bo Biden told him to run.
Because I had no intention of running again.
Dead Bo Biden told him
just
to run.
lost part of my soul.
And brain.
But I ran with a deep conviction in America.
When I led the charge on
I know and believe
the flag on Iwo Jima.
in an America where honesty, dignity, decency still matter. An America where everyone has a fair shot and hate has no safe harbor.
Unless it's against Ultra MAGA, in which case we need to throw them in chains.
An America where the fundamental creed of this nation, that all of us are created equal, is still very much alive.
Unless you're Ultra MAGA.
And a broad coalition of Americans join with me.
And this is why I silence more people than anybody ever.
For us.
This is why I engage
time in all of history
in the worst abuse of First Amendment rights ever.
Because of all of you in this room and others, we came together in 2020 to save democracy.
He looks strong. This is great. The Democrats are all sitting there saying, why is he not our candidate?
As your president, I've been determined to keep America moving forward, not going back.
Yeah.
To stand against hate and violence in all its forms.
Forward meaning 20 million illegal
aliens. To be a nation where we not only live with but thrive on diversity. Demonizing no one. Leaving no one behind.
No, you demonize tens of millions of Americans.
Profess to be. I also ran to rebuild the backbone of America. The middle class.
Oh, yeah. Who I made broke. You have no money anymore.
I made a commitment to you.
Oh, yeah. To
make be a president for all Americans.
To make your dollar worthless.
Whether you voted for me or not.
Unless you were Ultra MAGA.
We have done that. Studies show.
It is gross.
The major bills we have passed actually delivered more to red states than blue.
It didn't deliver more to
the job of the president is delivered to all of America.
And yet somehow you made all of America worse.
And I'm not exaggerating, because of you.
That's why I made all of America
one of the most extraordinary 4 years of progress ever. Period.
That's a great catch, Nose Dope. Great catch.
When I say we, I mean Kamala and me.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Tie her into your policies.
Just think about it.
Tie her in. Just rope
COVID
her in.
no longer
rope
controls our
in.
lives. We've gone from economic crisis to the strongest economy in the entire world.
What are you talking about?
Record 16 million new jobs.
No.
Record small business growth.
Record inflation.
Record high stock market. Record high 401ks. Wages up and inflation down, way down, and continuing to go down.
Oh, really? Really? Are any of these? You see, this is why they only have delegates there. Because these jackasses don't
realize racial wealth gap in 20 years.
And everything costs 50% more today.
We both know we have more to do, but we're moving in the right direction. More Americans have peace of mind that comes from having health insurance. More Americans have health insurance today than ever before in American history.
Oh, yeah.
And after, as a young senator beginning to fight for 50 years to give Medicare the power to negotiate lower prescription drug prices, we finally beat Big Pharma.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. 3 years from now, there's 3 drugs that they're saying they're going to be around the prices on, but they don't know what they are.
Vice President, soon-to-be President Kamala Harris.
Trump beat Big Pharma when he mandated that they had to match their lowest price in America.
The law of the land.
Worldwide. And he ripped that
Instead
up.
of paying $400 a month for insulin, seniors with diabetes will pay $35 a month. The law we passed already includes, starting in January, every senior's total prescription cost can be capped at $2,000 no matter how expensive the drugs they have.
This is no joke to me. true.
What we don't focus on, and our Republican friends don't seem to understand, our reforms don't just save seniors money, they save the American taxpayers money. You know what we just passed saved? It saved $160 billion
what are you talking
over the next decade. That's not hyperbole.
We don't know what you're talking about.
Because Medicare no longer has to pay those exorbitant prices to the big pharma. But look, thank you, Kamala, too.
So it's very clear, by the way, it's very clear that every time he stumbles, I think they're supposed to start chanting, "Thank you, Joe." I think that's part of what their mandate is.
Look.
Exactly, Renee.
How
Same
can
line.
we have the strongest economy in the world without the best infrastructure in the world?
There.
Donald Trump.
Sadly, he is.
Promised infrastructure week every week for 4 years. And he never built a damn thing.
He built a wall.
And now, because of what Kamala and I have done, remember we were
do?
told we couldn't get it done. Remember when we came into office, we couldn't get anything passed?
And you
But
got
right now, we're giving America an infrastructure decade, not week.
Yeah, making us broke.
We're modernizing.
How so?
Our roads, our bridges, our ports, our airports, our trains,
I guess
our buses.
paving over the same roads is
Removing every
modernizing.
lead pipe from schools and homes so every child can drink clean water. Providing affordable high-speed internet for every American, no matter where they live, not unlike what Roosevelt did with electricity. And so much more.
We're introducing indoor plumbing.
We are uniting the country. We're growing our economy.
I know. I think he's running
We're
out of
improving our
steam.
quality of life. And we're building a better America.
He isn't saving $16 billion a
that's who we
year.
are.
Please.
How can we be the strongest nation in the world without leading the world in science and technology?
Yeah, I'm getting worried.
After years
I'm getting
of
worried.
importing 90% of our semiconductor chips from abroad, which America invented those chips. Our Chips and Science Act meant that private companies from around the world are now investing literally tens of billions of dollars to build new chip factories right here in America.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
And over that period, they'll create tens of thousands of jobs.
Even the audience is like, what the
And
hell are
many
you
of those
talking
jobs
about?
in the so-called fabs, the buildings that
I
make
know
the
he's
chips.
fading. I don't want
being
him
constructed now.
fading.
And guess what? The average salary in those fabs, size of a football field, will be over $100,000 a year, and you don't need a college degree.
And that will basically have you homeless.
Because of
Another
you.
4 years
So
of
many
Kamala.
electeds out there. American manufacturing is back. Where the hell to say we wouldn't lead the world in manufacturing? 800,000 new manufacturing jobs. Our Republican friends and others made
do
sure
everything.
they'd go abroad to get the cheapest labor. We used to import products and export jobs.
But don't you
Now we
understand?
export American products and create American jobs.
Okay, I'm going to pause and just let you know. Obviously, he's lying. Obviously, he's making this up. Obviously, he's full of crap. No one cares. No one's going to remember this speech 10 minutes from now. So don't worry about it. Don't let it aggravate you. Just look at how relatively strong he looks and recognize that they don't want Kamala. They wanted a healthy Joe Biden. You should be don't let his lies get to you, because you're not going to have to hear them ever again. This is our last chance to hear him lie. But I want him to look strong, so Democrats are like, why did we get rid of him? Why did we shove him out? I don't understand.
Right here in America, where jobs belong. With every new job, with every new factory, pride and hope is being brought back to communities throughout the country that were left behind. You know you're from them, many of you. You know what it's like when that factory closed.
Are there viewership numbers?
Where your mother, your father, your grandmother, grandfather worked. And now you're back, providing once again, proving that Wall Street didn't build America. The middle class built America, and unions built the middle class.
This is literally, he's pulling out a speech from like 1992. I think this was Bill Clinton's
since
first
I came to the Senate.
DNC speech.
And that's why I'm proud to have been the first president to walk a picket line. And be labeled the most pro-union president in history, and I accept it. It's a fact.
There you go. There you go. There you go. He's got a second win
Because
kicking
when
in.
unions do well, we all do well.
And on a high note here, Joey. That's what I want. I want to sound way more coherent than Kamala.
Man. You got it.
That's exactly what I want. Way more coherent.
I agree. I'm proud. Look, remember we told we couldn't get anything done because of
sign.
We couldn't get anything done in the Congress? With your support,
I need a We Heart Joe sign.
We passed the most significant climate law in the history of mankind.
Oh yeah, let's do climate now. Good time to climate.
Over $370 billion. Cutting carbon emissions in half by 2030. Launching a climate corps, similar to AmeriCorps and Peace Corps, creating tens of thousands of jobs for young people of the future who are going to make sure this continues. Creating hundreds of thousands of jobs in clean energy for American workers, including the IBEW installing 500,000 charging stations all across America.
That's what I want.
And in the process,
I want Put Back Joe.
Reducing carbon emissions.
Put Back Joe.
And we're seeing it. We're seeing to it that the first beneficiaries of environmental initiatives are those fence-line communities that have been smothered by the legacy of pollution. Louisiana and Delaware, Route 9, all the factories, all those chemical factories are right next to the poorest neighborhoods. They're the ones we're going to bring back.
Why aren't you doing it now? Why aren't you doing it now?
How can we be the greatest nation in the world without the best education system in the world?
Oh, good. Education now.
Donald Trump and the Republican friends, they not only can't think, they can't read very well.
That would be funny.
Seriously, think about it. Look at their Project 2025. They want to do away with the Department of Education.
We should do it.
During the pandemic,
we should do it. Kamala
and I helped states and cities get back their schools back open. And we gave public school teachers a raise.
This is true. I need to create a We Love Joe emoji.
We created apprenticeships with businesses and communities.
I just don't know how to make any emojis.
Students on a path to a good paying job, whether or not they go to college. And by the way, we're making college a hell of a lot more affordable. Increasing Pell Grants by $900. Over $15 billion for HBCUs. Minority servants.
That's what Trump did. That's literally what Trump did.
And tribal colleges. We kept our commitment to provide more student relief than ever by lifting the burden of helping millions of families so they could get married, start a family, buy a home, and begin to build family wealth and contribute to the community.
With that fist pumping, it really sounds a lot like...
Arbeit für richtig Geld. Ob du glaubst, dass ich fleißig gewesen bin, dass ich gearbeitet habe, dass ich mich in diesen Jahren für dich eingesetzt habe, dass ich anständig meine Zeit verwendet habe im Dienste deines Volkes.
And grow our economy.
Du jetzt eine Stimme ab. Wenn ja,
it's not
dann
costing us,
mich ein, so wie ich
creating more wealth. We fundamentally transformed how our economy grows, from the middle out and the bottom up instead of the top down. You know, my dad used to say there wasn't a whole hell of a lot to drop down on my kitchen table at the end of the month. I come from a basic middle-class family, 3-bedroom house, 4 kids, a grandpa living with us, decent neighborhood, but never a penny to spare.
He is pissed.
And look, that top-down notion never worked. A lot of Democrats didn't think it worked, thought it worked, but it doesn't. And when we did all that, what we've done, everybody can do well. Everybody. Donald Trump
here it comes.
calls America a failing nation. No, I'm serious. But think about this. Think about this. He publicly says to the whole world, I'm going to say something
Only under
outrageous.
you.
I know more
Only under
foreign leaders
you.
by their first names and know them well than anybody alive. Just because I'm so damn old. But I'm not joking. Think of the message he sends around the world when he talks about America being a failing nation. He says we're losing. He's the loser. He's dead wrong.
This clip shows
Many of you are very successful people who travel the world. Name me a country in the world that doesn't think we're the leading nation in the world. Without America, not a joke, think about it. I mean literal. Who could lead the world other than the United States of America? Well, guess what? America's winning. The world's better off for it. America's more prosperous. And Americans are safer today than we're under Donald Trump. Trump continues to lie about crime in America, like everything else. Guess what? On his watch, the murder rate went up 30%, the biggest increase in history. Meanwhile,
well, you guys let
we
the
made
city
the largest
burn.
investment, Kamala and I, in public safety ever. Now, the murder rate is falling faster than any time in history.
When did that happen?
Violent crime has dropped to the lowest level in more than 50 years.
What?
And crime will keep coming down when we put a prosecutor in the Oval Office instead of a convicted felon. And folks, the distinguished senator from the Senate from California and I passed the first ban on assault weapons. And guess what? It worked. If we care about public safety, we need to prevent gun violence. And what makes me ashamed when I travel the world, which I do, more children in America are killed by a gunshot than any other cause in the United States. More die from a bullet, cancer, accidents, or anything else in the United States of America. My God.
Right?
That's why Kamala and I are proud. We beat the NRA when we passed the first major bipartisan gun safety law in 30 years. I'm serious. That comes from here. And now it's time to ban assault weapons again.
That's good.
And demand universal background checks.
Let's disarm the peaceful citizens. So only criminals have guns.
Democrats who refer to a president as a liar so many times. No, I'm not trying to be funny. It's sad.
You're cool. Keep calling him a
continues
liar.
to lie about the border.
Oh, really?
Here's what he won't tell you. Trump killed the strongest bipartisan border deal in the history of the United States.
Disaster. There's another
that
lie.
we negotiated with the Senate Republicans. Took 4 weeks.
Never. That's such a.
Once it passed,
that was the worst bill in the
and never
world.
acknowledged those expansive border change in American history. He called senators to say, don't support the bipartisan bill.
Because it was disaster.
He said it would help me politically and hurt him politically.
Well, that you made up.
My God. No, I'm serious. Think about it. Not a joke. Ask even the press who doesn't like me. They'll tell you that's true. Typically, Trump, once again, putting himself first and America.
That bipartisan bill mandated that during the worst, that when we shut down the border, the president is prohibited from keeping out 40,000 people entering per month. That bill was the worst disaster imaginable. That bill was a disgrace. And if President Trump in 2025 were to try to shut down the border under that, and that bill was in existence, in that case, it would come to the DC Circuit Court, but the DC Circuit Courts come and say, no, 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 no. You have to admit a minimum of 4,000 people every day, when the border is shut down.
America last. Then I had to take executive action.
Yeah,
result of the executive action
you can't
I
shut the
took.
border, Texas.
Border encounters have dropped over 50%.
Well, why did you?
In fact, there are fewer border crossings today than when Donald Trump left office.
Not true.
And
Nope.
unlike Trump,
That's not true.
we will not demonize immigrants, saying they're the poison of blood of America, poison the blood of our country. Kamala and I are committed to strengthening
nailed
legal
it again.
immigration.
It's true.
Including protecting dreamers and more.
It's the party of anger. That's what it is.
And here's what else I believe in. Protecting your freedom to vote, your freedom to love who you love. And your freedom to choose. It's decision overturning Roe v. Wade that you heard earlier tonight.
Unless it's a mandate that we
United
pass.
States Supreme Court majority wrote the following, quote, women are not without electoral or political power.
That was good.
No kidding. MAGA Republicans found out the power of women in 2022.
I thought you were our president. I thought you were all America's
And
president.
Donald Trump is going to find out the power of women in 2024. Watch.
The power of electoral fraud. The power of election fraud.
And where Trump and his mega Republican right-wingers seek to erase history, we Democrats continue to write history and make more history.
And rewrite history. We write history and rewrite history.
I'm proud
to have rewritten so much history.
I'm proud to have kept my commitment to appoint the first black woman in the United States Supreme Court.
She doesn't know what a woman is, but she's perfect for a justice.
Ketanji Brown Jackson, a symbol for every young woman in America that you can do anything.
As long as she doesn't start voting with Republicans.
I've kept my commitment to have an administration that looks like America and that taps in to the full talent of our nation. Most diverse cabinet in history, including the first black woman of South Asian descent to serve as vice president.
What is she? Wait, what was she?
And will soon serve as the 47th president of the United States.
No, I don't think that's going to happen.
She is good. Look. Thank you, Kamala.
What do you think they promised him for this? Because I think they literally told him he's going to go on Mount Rushmore. I think they literally told him, if you stand up with us, we're going to put you on Mount Rushmore. I think they literally told him that. Because I think this is a speech that's designed for him to for him to appease his masters.
Folks, I've long said we have many obligations as a nation. But I got in trouble years ago for saying I'd make no apologies. We have only one truly sacred obligation.
Ob du glaubst, dass ich fleißig gewesen bin, dass ich gearbeitet habe, dass ich mich in diesen Jahren für dich eingesetzt habe, dass ich anständig
That's why I'm so proud to have written and signed the PACT Act.
meine Zeit verwendet habe im Dienste meines Volkes.
One of the most significant laws ever, helping veterans and their families exposed to toxic materials like burn pits and Agent Orange. I was around during the Vietnam War.
And during the Civil War.
It's hard. Nobody was able to prove that there's illness as a consequence of Agent Orange.
I'm fairly certain she will not.
And no one was able to prove initially that because they lived in burn pits like my son lived next to in Iraq for a year.
Not
that is the cause of the illness.
On his death.
But because of the PACT Act,
it did.
A surviving spouse with 2 children is now eligible for a stipend of about $3,000 a month. And those children who lost a parent are eligible for tuition benefits to go to college and to get job training. It's already helping over 1 million veterans and their families just so far.
Including 13 who he had killed in Afghanistan.
Well, I love them, and I'm so proud of my son's service.
Your son didn't die at war.
But guess who doesn't get it and doesn't respect our veterans?
Here we go.
We know from his own chief of staff, the 4-star General John Kelly, that Trump, when in Europe, would not go to the grave sites in France.
Not true.
The brave service members who gave their lives to this country. He called them suckers and losers. Who in the hell does he think he is? Who does he think he is?
Dass ich gearbeitet habe, dass ich mich in diesen Jahren für dich eingesetzt habe.
No word.
Dass ich anständig meine Zeit verwendet habe im Dienste meines Volkes.
Of being commander-in-chief. Period. Not then, not now, and not ever. I mean that. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Just as no commander-in-chief should ever bow down to a dictator, the way Trump bows down to Putin. I never have, and I promise you, Kamala Harris will never do it. Will never bow down. When Trump left office, Europe and NATO was in tatters. Not a joke. America First doctrine changed our whole image in the world.
That's the way it should be. That's the way it should be.
About 190 hours sum total. Then my counterparts or heads of state in Europe to strengthen NATO. We did.
If you're a politician, a federal politician, and you do not believe that you should be putting American interests first, you suck. You're a failure. You're a loser. The reason you were elected is to lead our nation to be as great as it possibly can be.
We united Europe like it hadn't been united for years.
It sounds like
adding
his speech.
Finland and Sweden to NATO.
It sounds like the speech. How is this speech any different than the speech he would have given if he was the one accepting the nomination? I don't think he changed a word.
10 days before he died, Henry Kissinger called.
Other than throwing Kamala in every once in a while.
And said, not since Napoleon has Europe not looked over their shoulder at Russia with dread until now. Until now. Well, guess what? Putin thought he'd take Kyiv in 3 days. 3 years later, Ukraine is still free.
He's
giving a speech about fighting Russia. This is appropriate.
When I came to office, the conventional wisdom was that China would inevitably surpass the United States. They haven't noticed. No one's saying that now.
Ob du glaubst, dass ich fleißig gewesen bin, dass ich gearbeitet habe.
And we'll keep working to bring hostages home and end the war in Gaza.
Yeah. What did you do for that so
and
far?
bring peace and security to the Middle East.
Name one thing you did to help bring American hostages home, because they're still there 10 months later, you loser.
As you know, I wrote a peace treaty for Gaza. A few days ago, I put forward a proposal that brought us closer to doing that than we've done since October 7th.
How's that
We're working around the clock, my Secretary of State, to prevent a wider war and reunite hostages with their families and surge humanitarian health and food assistance into Gaza now.
While they're holding our hostages, we're giving them money and food.
The civilian suffering of the Palestinian people.
Policy. Idiots.
And finally deliver a ceasefire and end this war.
Look at it scripted for her.
Those protesters out in the street, they have a point. A lot of innocent people are being killed.
Oh, here we
go. Both sides.
Yeah, you see they're going back.
Just as we worked around the clock to bring home wrongfully detained Americans and others from Russia in one of the most complicated swaps in history. But they're home. Kamala and I are going to keep working.
This is true,
bring
Barb.
all Americans wrongfully detained around the world home. I mean it. Folks, I've got 5 months left in my presidency. I've got a lot to do. I intend to get it done. It's been the honor of my lifetime to serve as your president. I love the job, but I love my country more.
There we go. I'm
love my
stepping back
country
because I
more.
love my country more.
And all this talk about how I'm angry at all those people who said I should step down. That's not true.
Stop, you're embarrassing me. They keep chanting for me. I guess some of them are watching. I guess a lot of them are watching this show right
I love
now.
my country more, and we need to preserve our democracy. In 2024, we need you to vote. We need you to keep the Senate. We need you to win back the House of Representatives. And above all, we need you to beat Donald Trump.
That's all they have. That's all they have. He could have wrapped up the whole speech that way.
Kamala and Tim, President and Vice President of the United States of America. Look, they'll continue to lead America forward, creating more jobs, standing up for workers,
20 million more,
growing the
illegal
economy,
aliens.
lower the cost to American families so they just have a little more breathing room. We've made incredible progress. We have more work to do. And Kamala and Tim will continue to take on corporate greed and bring down cost of food.
Bring down the cost of food? It's still increasing.
They'll keep taking out Big Pharma
pace.
and making insulin $35 a month, not just for seniors, but for everyone in America.
That's what it was when the day you got sworn in.
And capping
you ripped
prescription
that up.
drug costs a total of $2,000, not just for seniors, but for everyone. And folks, that's going to save America again tens of billions of dollars.
Oh, thank you.
Folks, they'll make housing more affordable. Building 3 million new homes. Providing $25,000 down payment assistance for the first-time home buyer. More than the 10 we approved. Donald Trump wants a new tax on imported goods, food, gas, clothing, and more. You know what that will cost the average family, according to the experts?
A lot less than Kamala's plan.
$3,900 a year in a tax. No, it's a fact.
It's a fact.
Kamala and Tim,
they want to bring
make
in
the child care tax
socialism.
credit permanent.
And they're going to give you socialism and jack up the price of food.
Lifting millions of children out of poverty.
policies
and helping millions of families get ahead.
Oh my God!
You know what Trump
No
has?
economist says that.
He created the largest debt any president had in 4 years with his $2 trillion tax cut for the wealthy.
Actually, it was
Well,
COVID.
Trump has a new
that.
plan. He wants to provide a $5 billion tax cut for corporations and the very wealthy. Read it.
Read it.
Put us further in debt. And folks, you know we have 1,000 billionaires in America. You know what their average tax rate they pay? 8.2%.
That's not true.
If we just increase their taxes, we proposed to 25%, which isn't the highest tax rate even.
Think of how stupid this is. What do you think, that they're not subject to the same 29% tax rate that anyone who's making over 500K is earning? Stupid. Such an idiot. Yeah, that is going to jack up everything by 25,000 if they give 25,000 every. That's all it will do.
It would raise $500 billion new dollars over 10 years. They'd still be very wealthy. Look, Kamala and Tim are going to make them pay their fair share. They'll protect Social Security and Medicare.
Why didn't you make them pay their fair share? Why didn't you do that? Why didn't you make them pay? You've been there 3.5 years. Why didn't you make them pay their fair share? What's Kamala going to be able to do that you didn't do? Yep.
Trump wants to cut Social Security and Medicare. Kamala and Tim will protect your freedom. They'll protect your your right to vote. They'll protect your civil rights. And you know, Trump will do everything to ban abortion nationwide. Oh, he will.
Oh, he will. How?
You know,
how's that going to
Kamala
work?
and Tim will do everything they possibly can.
the
That's
hell
why
would
you
that
have to
work?
elect a Senate and a House to restore Roe v. Wade.
And how will that work? I'm suddenly going to get 67 people in the Senate? Why didn't you do it now?
The ancient Greeks taught us.
Welcome aboard, Big Wiggle.
Character is destiny. Character is destiny. For me and Jill, we know Kamala and Doug are people of character.
We hate them, but
It's
we
been
know.
our honor to serve alongside them.
Oh, they can't stand
And
each
we
other.
know that Tim and Gwen Waltz are also people of great character.
Great character. And
Selecting
he's
Kamala
a character. When you
was
say
the
great
very-
character, apparently, if you lie about being command sergeant major, then you're a man of great character.
First decision I made when I became our nominee. And it was the best decision I made my whole career.
None of the Democrats think that now.
We've not only gotten to know each other, we've become close friends. She's tough, she's experienced, and she has enormous integrity. Enormous integrity.
Always on her. She gets down on her knees all the time and displays and prays for more integrity. She's swallowing up that integrity in ways that few people in history ever have.
Her story represents the best American story. And like many of our best presidents,
he's a gimp.
she was
for
also
sure.
vice president.
I missed his joke. Let's hear what he said. He made it funny. Let's hear his joke.
And like many of our best presidents, she was also vice president. That's a
That's
joke.
cute. That's cute. I like
But
that
she'll
joke.
be a
That's good.
president our children can look up to. She'll be a president respected by world leaders because she already is.
No, she is.
She'll be a president we can all be proud of.
Who?
And she will be an historic president who puts her stamp on America's future.
Oh, Jesus. Let's hope not. Never. We've heard of her policies.
This will be the first presidential election since January 6th. On that day, We almost lost everything about who we are as a country. And that threat, this is not hyperbole, that threat is still very much alive.
Gaga.
Donald Trump
here.
says he will refuse to accept the election result if he loses again. Think about that. He means it. Think about that. He's promising a bloodbath if he loses, in his words.
That's not what he said.
And that he'll be a dictator on day one, in his own words.
That's not what he said either.
By the way, this sucker means it.
He never said it, but he means it.
Think about it. Anybody else said that in the past, you'd think he was crazy. He is crazy, but you'd think it was an exaggeration, but he means it. We can't let that happen. Folks, all of us carry a special obligation.
Fair enough.
Independents, Republicans, Democrats. We saved democracy in 2020, and now we must save it again in 2024. The vote of each of us cast this year will determine whether democracy and freedom will prevail. It's that simple. It's that serious. And the power is literally in your hands. History is in your hands.
Again, I know you're all getting upset with his lies and his BS. Understand this. It is killing the Democrats that they don't have him as their leader anymore when they're watching this speech. This is a good thing. This is a good thing. Trust me.
Not hyperbole. It's in your hands. America's future is in your hands. Let me close with this.
One person clapping, it's in that person's
Nowhere
hand.
else in the world could a kid with a stutter and modest beginnings in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and Claymont, Delaware grow up to sit behind the resolute desk in the Oval Office.
Because they don't have Oval offices in other places in the world.
That's because America is and always has been a nation of possibilities. Possibilities. We must never lose that.
And equal outcomes,
Never.
according to Kamala.
Kamala and Tim understand
Equal
that
outcomes.
this nation must continue to be a place of possibilities.
No, they don't.
Not just for the few of us, but for
No,
all
they
of
don't.
us.
Socialism has no possibilities.
So join me in promising your whole heart to this effort, and where my heart will be. I promise I'll be the best volunteer Harrison Waltz has Cam ever seen. Each of us has a part in the American story. For me and my family, there's a song that means a lot to us, that captures the best of who we are as a nation. The song is called American Anthem. There's one verse that stands out, and I can't sing worth a damn, so I'm not going to try.
Please do.
I'll just quote it. The work and prayers of centuries have brought us to this day. What shall our legacy be? What will our children say? Let me know in my heart when my days are through. America, America, I gave my best to you.
I think he did well.
I've made a lot of mistakes in my career, but I gave my best to you. For 50 years, like many of you, I've given my heart and soul to our nation. And I've been blessed a million times in return with the support of the American people. I've either been too young to be in the Senate because I wasn't 30 yet, and too old to stay as president. But I hope you know how grateful I am to all of you. I can honestly say, and I mean this from the bottom, give you my word as a Biden, I can honestly say I'm
As a
more optimistic
Biden.
about the future than I was when I was elected as a 29-year-old United States Senator. I mean it.
I'll keep ripping off anyone who's willing to buy my influence.
We just have to remember who we are. We're the United States of America. And there's nothing we cannot do when we do it together. God bless you all, and may God protect our troops. Thank you.
Wow, he mentioned God twice. So I actually think he did pretty well. I mean, he lies every time he opens his mouth. I gotta mute this. I mean, so many lies, the same lies over and over and over and over and over and over again, the same lies over and over again. The very fine people hoax, the not visiting the cemetery lies, the spitting on our generals, one lie after another. Is lies about his policies, actually 160 billion savings, whatever the stupid numbers he makes up. It's one lie after another with him. I mean, that's just Joe. Joe Biden is full of crap. I mean, he's a corrupt piece of feces. That's what he is. So that's what he is. But this is why the Democrats fell in love with him, which is why I'm sure they're sitting there saying, what the hell? What the hell? Why is he walking? Why do we have this other woman here who sucks? If you're a Democrat right now, you're sitting here saying, why can we not have him? Why? And I'm thrilled with that. I really need one of those We Heart Joe signs, though. My God, I really want one now. We Heart Joe. I think he has set a little too high for Harris. We'll see. She's gonna sit there doing her bobblehead thing. Whenever she's desperately trying to convince someone, she does the whole bobblehead thing because she knows that's what works for her. She knows that bobbing her head up and down is what she's most skilled at, and that's what she does. So I'm sure she's supposed to speak on tomorrow night. Is the Obamas. I don't remember who's going. Wednesday night is Tim Walz, and then Thursday is Kamala. I don't know if I'm going to cover the Obamas. I don't know if I will. I'm not sure. Excuse me. But that's the game plan. And there you go. There you go. Ashley's very excited there. So, what do you guys think? You think I think he did well enough to tick off a lot of Democrats. It's like we're the party democracy, and 0 delegates, Kamala, had to come in here and kick out this guy who was able to speak pretty effectively for almost an hour. He started at 11:28 and went till 11:25. Almost an hour. He got up there and he seemed pretty strong. And the next thing you know, he's not the guy. The guy everyone voted for, he's not the guy. It's Kid Rock, Dana White, Tucker, and Hulk. Well, it's Bring Me a Higher Love. So I don't. Yeah. Anyway. So the Democrats should savor this week because this is, by the middle of next week is when we start seeing the polls start to dip again. This is the high watermark for Kamala. This is it. This is the high watermark for Kamala. Maybe after Barack speaks. I don't think it's going to go up after Kamala speaks. I don't really buy that. But who knows? Maybe she has a good night. You never know. Here he is walking off into the sunset after giving the last speech of his career. Because I'm pretty sure that is the last speech of his career. Pretty sure that is the last speech of his career. With some kid whose hair is long enough to sniff. And there you go. No, they don't love anyone, ZVBS. They don't love anyone at all. I guess he is probably going up to take. It's time for Joe to hit the showers. Time for Joe to hit the showers. I don't know who's going to be accompanying him, but what the hell is this? What is this? What the hell is this? What is this?
Into the morning. I'm Nora O'Donnell.
They're
I was going to say
giving a
good night from
benediction?
Chicago, but good morning from Chicago. See you tomorrow.
Oh, I guess CBS is like, we don't need to see no damn benedictions. Democrats do not like God. God ticks them off. God ticks them off. You're probably right, Breck Nichols. They shouldn't take it personally, Joe. It's just business. It's just business. This is for you, Barb. Barb, who threw out at me earlier. Barb Loves Alaska, who hit me with a super chat which said, where are you? More children die because of forceps than guns, Joe, sadly. Yep. And speaking of Master Phillips, bringing in the king of recruitment, bringing in 5 good Lawgic memberships. God bless you, Master Phillips. Let's see who he brought on in here. Let me see who he brought on into the show. Who'd you bring to the show? Where are you? I can't find you. Where are you? That's not it. There it is. Here it is. Here he is. Bringing into the following: Blue Sky, Beatrix, Jay Liebgott, Riley Leifson, and Zero FUX. If you don't know Zero FUX, that guy, that's the guy who created this. He created this. I can't really see it behind the thing there. That's not going to work. But he did create that little hit the subscribe. Zero FUX. Welcome to the following Zero FUX, as well as the 4 other individuals I just called off. Please express your gratitude to Master Phillips, bringing in 5. Count them, 5, 5, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I plead the 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th. The 5 new members to the following. The following is not at all a cult type of cult. And you say, what does that even mean? It means there's no Kool-Aid. It means there's no spaceships. It means there's no tracksuits that are mandatory. It means there's mild farm work. It means there's no goat sacrifices, no squirrel mutilations, no throwing virgins into volcanoes, no dancing around bonfires while shucking off your children to the beat of a tom-tom, no sticking your head through windows and saying, here's Johnny, or smashed open doors with an axe, because the following is not at all a cult type of cult. I don't know why people think it is. You shouldn't think that. We should be past that. But if you weren't gifted, whether you're gifted or not, I will point out to you, it's another day. It means I lost another 50. I lost another 40 subs because YouTube's still tithing me. YouTube's still tithing me. Still tithing me. That's right. Check it out. Fading like oh wow, back up. I was at 950 when I started this show. Look at that. You guys are hitting the like, hitting the subscribes. Good job. Good job. Who knows? Maybe one day I can dream of hitting 102,000 like I was, I don't know, last week. I hate YouTube. God, I hate them. I really hate them. They're so mean to me. They don't love Joe. They don't share we love Joe. They don't love Joe. Anyway, I also need to point out to you that I am having a locals after show. The link is pinned in the chat in both Rumble and in YouTube. It's also down in the description if you're watching after this show. And so I've been pinning it everywhere. And what I plan on addressing is this. Social media for the last 48 hours, every time I go in there, I'm not going to kid you, I kind of get sick to my stomach. Because there's been a lot of gaslighting about what Judaism is. Like literally just completely made up. Like some of it are just quotes, which are just like, I don't know where that came from. And quoting from sources that don't exist. But some of them are clips or whatever that merit some backstory. And that's what I plan on providing. So, because I think that if you see a clip out of context, and as I'll explain, I'll walk you through the various very fine people hoax that I've been seeing. There's really one in particular that I plan on fixating on. It's my own very fine people hoax. In a way, it's a lot more personal, but you can't really understand it until I walk you through it. So I plan on addressing that, and if any of you have questions, are you wondering about like this quote or whatever, I'll do my best to answer them. Anyway, and to the extent that there are implications that have some sort of accuracy, I'll be upfront with you about that too. So if you're curious about it, if you've seen some of that stuff, you're curious about it, or if you just want to hang out with me, I urge you, come on over to Locals, goodlogic.locals.com. Link is in the description to the actual thing, which is supposed to be starting in 15 minutes. As you know, there's a $5 a month fee for Locals, not to sign up. You should be signed up there for free, and then you get notifications about where I am. For the extra content I produce there, that's where there's $5 a month, but it's meant to come from an entertainment budget. If you cannot afford it, which I understand it's a buying economy, a lot of people can't. If you cannot afford it, hit me up, hit me up with an email, goodlogic@gmail.com, and I will send you a link for free. The idea is not to keep anybody out. The idea is I want to encourage those people who have the funds to actually, contribute $5 a month. It's really not, for most people, fortunately, still it's not a lot of money. But that way I encourage people to come, but I'm not keeping anyone out because they can't afford it. So I don't want to keep a soul out. So if you're curious to hear about my explanation as to some of the stuff you might have been seeing online the last couple of days, please come on over. You just want to hang out, come on over. You have questions for me, come on over. goodlogic.locals.com. Link to the actual chat, which is starting up at 12:45, which is 10 minutes from now, my time. I'm going to spend the next 10 minutes going through people who make requests for me to send them a free code, and I'll try and take care of you, hook up that way, and I will see you over in Locals in 10 minutes. So to those of you who are heading on over there, I'll see you there in 10 minutes. Those of you who ain't, well, I thank you for joining me, and I'm back here, God willing, tomorrow evening. Until then, stay away from lab meat. Lab meat is, just imagine, it's like rotten and mildewy and gross and disgusting and covered with the bugs. Never, never, never eat the bugs. Good night, you all. Of course. Wait, let me make sure I didn't miss any, because I sometimes miss late ones. Technical delivery, 8 out of 10. Only fact he told that was true. He just that old. That's pretty good. Thanks for making these unbearable. That's what I'm here for. All right. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything more here. I did. Barb. No, I did. I didn't got that. Yeah, I got everything. All right. Head on over to Locals. Join me. Come in the pool. Because, we're outside by the pool, and there's like some bad dudes there. It was a bad dude. It was a cornball. He was a bad dude. Yeah, all right. Good night. Volt speed.